Good morning, everyone. I'm David Paul. I'm the Managing Director of VectorVest here in the UK. And at VectorVest, we place a valuation, we place a safety of earnings, and we put a number to the trend of every share in the London stock market. And simple-mindedly, we wish to buy undervalued shares, shares that are growing their earnings safely, that are rising, and we want to buy them into a general market that's rising. We try and integrate the fundamental position of a company with the technical position of a company, with the technical position of the overall market. And when you can tick all the boxes, the probability of making a good decision goes up considerably. So the first and most important thing is whether the market is rising or falling. Everything follows from that. And in the first chart that I've got up, I'm looking at the UK market timing. That's the VectorVest composite of the UK, ladies and gentlemen. 2,200 shares that we follow on the LSE and on AIM. And the longer term trend, of which I use for most of my investing, has been up since the 24th of October. And during this virus scare, it has remained up. Market pulled back in 3 waves. Those of you that are Fibonacci analysts will see the fib and harmonic pattern, and it's broken up from that. I think it's still a bullish picture. So market timing in the UK is good. Now, I've got several opportunities that I think are worthy of your consideration. So the first chart, this is Halma, folks. And Halma, that's a 5-year weekly chart, and you can see quite easily the nice trend that's in Halma. And down below the price, that's the VectorVest forecast earnings per share. And as you can see, over the last 5 years, that's grown steadily without a great deal of volatility. And if there is a crystal ball in markets, it's the VectorVest forecast earnings per share plot. The share price rose then strongly over the last 18 months. It then went into a triangular consolidation. It's broken out of that, and it's now pushing and broken up through a 52-week high. Looks to me as if that share's got a long way to go. It's certainly worthy of your consideration. The next slide, and this is Barrett. I spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on here. Again, I've looked at a 10-year view on Barrett. We get that nice trend up, that consolidation that lasted from the Brexit vote until, what, a few days ago, a few weeks ago, and the share now has broken up. Earnings per share is growing strongly. VectorVest believes the share is significantly undervalued, and technically that vertical line on the chart represents the target. So if you were to actually take that distance, add it to the breakout, that's a considerable target. It's going to take 18 months to 2 years to get there, but Barrett, I believe, should be a core holding. In the next slide, I'm looking at the GB Group, and again, that's a 5-year weekly chart. Share price is making rising bottoms. Earnings per share is growing very smoothly indeed, and it broke out of that flat top triangle a little while back. I'm holding the share. If you haven't got the share, then I think just wait for a good entry point. It's on a buy recommendation on VectorVest. Could easily pull back and kiss the old tops in any weakness. So maybe if you haven't got the share, just sit and watch and do your best to finesse an elegant entry. If you come to some of my weekly webcasts, I'll do that for you. And in the next slide, we start to get maybe a little bit more aggressive now. This is Sylvania Platinum. Share has moved from losing money to making money, and it's making a series of rising bottoms. During the virus scare a couple of weeks ago, it came right back and come right to the bid as defined by that little trend line that you can see. Somebody got lucky. They had a bid right at below the market, and somebody panicked and they got lucky and got filled in the bid. That market is now, in fact, going right back up, pushing up through a 52-week high, and platinum price looks wonderful, and I think the share's got a long, long way to go. Nevertheless, it is a low relative safety. At VectorVest, we put a number to the safety of the earnings of all the companies in the London stock market, and mining companies, folks, tend to have a low relative safety, so they are not for the faint-hearted. I am a shareholder in Sylvania Platinum, have been for quite a while. And in the next slide, I've got a company now. This is a 6-month view. This is Quilter. And Quilter was spun out of Old Mutual 9 months ago or so. The share is making rising bottoms. It's undervalued in VectorVest. VectorVest have recently upped the earnings. And we believe this share is going to grow earnings significantly over the next 12 months. Very interesting, the share is making rising bottoms, pulling back to the last old top beautifully. I've drawn those horizontal support and resistance levels where support becomes resistance, and it's sitting right at support at the moment. But the really interesting thing is volume. And as you can see, at least I hope you can see, when the price is rising, volume is rising, and when the price is in fact retracing, volume actually falls to next to nothing. And that's a sign of a bull market. So I believe that that share is being actively accumulated presently, and that it looks like a strong opportunity for further upside. Several opportunities that I think both long-term and short-term. If you're interested in VectorVest, we can find these for you, and I do weekly webcasts that help keep you up to date. If you're interested in VectorVest, folks, just go to vectorvest.co.uk and you can take a 30-day trial for £5. We're also at the London Traders Show in Hammersmith on February the 28th. I've got 2 presentations, an hour-long presentation in the morning and a shorter presentation in the afternoon. So it'd be great to see you there. If you go to the VectorVest website and just click on live events, and you can actually register for a free ticket to that show at our website.